Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Brock the Collector here, coming back to you with another video. Today we're going to be going over the Star Wars Black Series Republic Commando Scorch, the Star Wars Black Series Republic Commando Battle Droid, and the Star Wars Black Series Jedi Fallen Order Rock Trooper, all from the Gaming Greats line. You can see here, plastic-free packaging. We got our mural set up. What number do these come? Okay, these are all sparsely, like, this one is all the way at number 22? What is in between him? Anyway, there you go. These aren't exactly lined up, but you can see how that mural would look. These two are the same. There are two Republic Commandos we got there. In the back here, we can see the bios. Battle droids are no match for clone troopers or Jedi, but they weren't designed to be smart. They were designed to overwhelm Republic civilians with sheer numbers, something that they do effectively. I don't remember if that's the actual bio on the other battle droids boxes, but very well might be. As for Scorch, we got RC-1262, combat ready, nicknamed Scorch, serves under the Galactic Republic's clone army as part of Delta Squad, a squad of Republic commandos created to infiltrate, dominate, and ultimately annihilate the enemy. And for our rocket trooper, we have Imperial rocket launcher troopers. We're specialized stormtroopers serving in the Galactic Empire's campaign over the galaxy. These deadly soldiers are armed with long-range RPS-6 smart rocket launchers. Alright, let's open these figures up, take them out of the packaging. One thing that I was curious about was how that rocket launcher thing looked inside of the packaging of the Imperial rocket launcher trooper. So let's bust it out. Oh, that is one long accessory, isn't it? Let's wheel it out of there. I always admired the Gaming Greats line for being able to get us in some nice, quick, easy repaints, but still very nice additions to any Star Wars collection, especially if you're an army builder or you want to flesh out a particular video game display. The Gaming Greats line is just like, it was a pretty smart idea, smarter than any carbonized or credit collection-esque line that they've come up with. But I mean, people have ranted enough about that already. I'm not gonna be one of them again, at least. The Stormtrooper body is just a beautiful sculpt all the way around, and for a figure that just has to basically reuse that with the red pauldron, Hasbro did really good. The most annoying thing about this was how difficult the rocket launcher was to get into the hand and have that hold, but really, they executed this figure about as well as they should have. It's everything that you need to be there is there. The design from the game is very accurate looking. Going into more of the details of the figure itself, you can see really is just that basic Stormtrooper body. We got that sort of dark green tint on the eyes there. Really good looking helmet coming down. The helmets don't really seem to have that same warping issue that they had a few years ago, but weird. Mine is like glued weird, I think. Look, you can see the head there from the side there, where you can't see it on that side. I guess mine is just glued onto the head weird, but still, I mean, minor issue. Coming around, you can see he has a red pauldron. We have actually several Stormtroopers in the Black Series line that have red pauldrons now. Red pauldrons are actually usually worn by, demolitions stormtroopers in the Galactic Empire, because red is more of a pauldron associated with grenadiers and incinerator troopers. As you can see, the incinerator trooper we have in the Black Series line does also sport that red pauldron, so that's really what red means. Of course, orange meaning captains and sergeants and stuff like that, so pauldrons mean different things. It can get confusing sometimes. I even have to Wikipedia it, but all in all, it's a really good looking figure. Coming down, you can see nice glossy black. There's some weird like yellowing on the chest on mine, but it's hardly noticeable throughout the camera. Actually barely even is noticeable. I've had this guy in the box for like a month now. I haven't opened him ever since I got him up until now, so it's been like a month later. But yeah, really excited to take a look at this guy, honestly. Coming around through the back, you can see he has a grenade pouch right there, as all of them do. But the true reason you're buying this figure is for the rocket launcher. Take a look at that. So these rocket launchers have appeared in several games now. Jedi Fallen Order, Battlefront 2. You got him up in Battlefront 1, of course. I think Battlefront 2015 was their first appearance. And it's a really cool looking rocket launcher. Now, if you remember the smart rocket upgrade, yeah, that was up in there. And honestly, this should have come with a few other Gaming Greats. Like, this should have come with the Clone Trooper as well, the Clone Jet Trooper. But I mean, all of them really do sport this thing. It's just nice to have it in the line finally. It's like a weird gunmetal gray, but I mean, it's like a weird like brown bronzish that they've been using for their guns recently, which I kind of wish it was all black, but It's cool. It's cool. It's a nice, sturdy, nice, rigid weapon. And you can get him into some pretty cool poses with it. Next up, we got Battle Droid. A valiant effort, but honestly, considering the way that battle droids are designed in Republic Commando and the battle droid body that we have now, there was no way you were gonna 100% faithfully translate it into, the Black Series line without some new parts. Because when you take a look at the battle droid look in Republic Commando, they're not like your standard battle droid that you'd see in the Clone Wars or the Phantom Menace. They're a bit more, they have some bit more armor around the arms and stuff like that. They're a bit more bulked up. And they pose more dynamically, meaning that, like, they're not straight up and down, Roger, Roger, the type of following units that you see in the Clone Wars and such like that. They're kind of just more, I don't know, I don't want to say more threatening, but they are more dynamic in the way that they pose in Republic Commando. Like they crouch more often than not. You'll see them sort of in a crouching pose like this. And they'll be shooting at you from low down, and then you'll see their eyes like this, and they'll be shooting at you like that. That's usually how they are. They're not really like those straight up and down charge and formation type units, because you don't fight them like that more often than not in the game. Oh, my camera's not even focusing on it. There you go. You don't usually even fight them like that in a game like this. They're a bit more dynamic in the way that they fight. So there was no way you were going to 100% faithfully translate it with this body, with its limited, but I mean good but limited articulation and and different and overall sculpt, without trying to at least incorporate something new. The overall paint scheme is fine. It's pretty good. When I had first seen pictures of this figure, I thought that it was actually a photo of I thought that it was them trying to do like a training sort of battle droid, like the ones that you see in the Camino base when you're a clone cadet and you're training and you go up against those like white camoed battle droids. That's what I was thinking that this was, because overall I feel like it just could have done with like a dull coat. I'm just trying to get this guy to stand for you guys right now in a sort of dynamic-y pose so that I can kind of emulate the game. This guy could have done with the nice dull coat. Overall, the paint scheme feels a bit, it just feels a bit like, I don't know, weird. Like, this is one of the gaming grades that's like a bit lazier, I guess you could say. I mean, it's not necessarily, it's hard to say that because there's more work put into it than something like this Rocket Trooper, I feel. But as far as the paint and stuff goes, but I mean, this is one that like you kind of you weren't gonna 100% faithfully translate without some new sculpting, but you don't necessarily need it. It's an obscure version of the battle droid. Any battle droid would work in your Republic Commando display, really. This is just more of like a specialty thing. Like if you really want that sort of Republic Commando looking battle droid, then you have it here. Bit of inaccuracies as far as the eyes go. They did get the white eyes right, but there's the little pieces of you can see like the gray line that goes through them, the white line that goes through them, that sort of breaks up the white, which it's supposed to be more like all white is how it was in the game. And it's a spirited effort. It's a cool figure. It's a cool looking figure. But overall, I don't think it's worth the 27, 28 bucks you got to pay for it. Wait to get this one on sale. And if you want to army build battle droids, I'd just say wait for a quicker sale on that one, because that one, I wouldn't say it's a necessary thing for any collection, but it's cool. It's a cool battle droid. And last up is Scorch. So look, regardless of what your thoughts are on the ongoing controversy about the Republic Commandos and the Black Series line, and regardless of your thoughts on the Hunter body, it's hard to deny that Scorch here is one of the better ones. All in all, just looking at the figure, Scorch's design is very cool, and it's crazy to say that because it's mixing two colors that I don't really care much about, gray and yellow. But the figure over here just translates it super well. Look at the way the yellow just lights up on camera. In person, the gray has a nice like looking feel to it. The figure looks awesome with all these different added on bits and pieces that Fixer has. I mean, that Scorch has. Sorry, I'm going to call him Fixer a lot. But Scorch, all in all here, it just looks really cool. Look at that nice backpack. Like, the figure kind of cheats you into looking a bit more bulked up because Scorch is the demolitionist, but really it is using the same basic body as all the other ones. But I think it just executes it very well. Moving in towards a closer look at the figure, you can see you got some yellow and gray alternating colors towards the legs right there. You got some white stripes going through as well, which look very nicely applied. Kind of look like a clone just spray painted him on himself. You got this very, very weird looking like battle damage that they do now. Like these weird looking dirt marks that just, because they don't weather the figure anymore, they just look so awkward. Absolutely weird. Coming around, but you can see that going through. You can see some rockets / missiles right there. Maybe those are extra grenade holsters towards there. Coming around towards the back, you got that sort of looking, it looks like a newly sculpted backpack, but I can whip out some of the others and we'll be able to see. But there's definitely added sculpt here. This definitely looks new. Coming around, you can see they molded especially new DC-17 with the anti-armor attachment on there. Shoulder pads, you can see more of that damage looking type scuffing towards the armor, and coming towards the head you can see that very nice silvery metallic blue that they use up on the visor now for the Republic Commandos. And then you can see a nice darker gray coming through that sort of dissects this gray, this lighter gray towards the helmet, more gunmetal gray going through up there. So yeah, there's Scorch, but nobody's gonna display or pose Scorch alone. So you gotta take a look at Scorch next to his fellow Republic Commandos. So there we got Sev, and then Boss and Fixer. So that's what the Republic Commandos look like in the Black Series line. All in all, yes, I will say I wish that they had newly sculpted, more bigger, buffer bodies. But all in all, I gotta say, it's nice to have Republic Commando in the Black Series line. It's nice to have Delta Squad in the Black Series line. I remember watching, like, I never had the game, like, when I was younger, so I would watch YouTube videos of other people walk through the game. And it was so cool seeing them on Geonosis. And then I think my favorite mission watching it back then was the mission where they were rescuing, well, they were actually, you know, just checking up on that lost ship, the Persecutor, the Acclimator class. Checking up on that mission. That mission was very cool. It was very eerie inside of the ship because of like the music that they had playing. It was a crazy thing. But Scorch here is actually also kind of pivotal to well, he is important. He's an important character to add to your Bad Batch shelf because, as you can see, Lucasfilm have finally confirmed that it is Scorch we've been seeing in the Bad Batch these past few seasons. And we see him. We haven't seen the rest of Delta Squad yet, but we see him. And you can see Delta Squad, and of course, that very notable Clone Wars clip now where they are returning the bodies of the two Jedi, of the Jedi Master and the Jedi Padawan from Devron after Savage Opress's rampage, and it's kind of his reveal almost to the galaxy on Devron there. So of course we see them come back from that. The only one we don't really see clearly in that clip was Fixer here, because I mean you couldn't really see him, but you could sort of see him at the back of the shuttle. And really, yeah, that's it. There are complaints to have with all these guys in the line. Like, for example, all of their guns are way too small. Fixer here doesn't have the little gray stripe right there, which you can argue was or was not in the Clone Wars. We never got a good look of it in the Clone Wars, but if you see the look of them when the shuttle just opens, you can kind of make out Fixer that he does not have that green, you know, square right there. So, but I would have preferred it. I would have just preferred nude bodies in general, but if it meant getting Delta Squad into the line finally, and having to sort of make the sacrifice of it being on the Hunter body, I'm cool with that. They do wear Katarn armor just like Hunter. And yeah, but all these guys, of course, trained in the Kuri Valdar, Republic Commandos, really good novels based on, written by Karen Travis that showcase these guys after Order 66. They were actually placed in the Spartai cloning facility I think it was above Coruscant for a while, where they trained after, you know, Order 66 and everything like that. And having these guys makes me want Omega Squad in the line. So let's see that, you know, all of these guys but in black would be cool. But yeah, so let's take another look at these guys real quick. Oh, but real quick, I want to show you guys just something really small. If you were ever wondering what a Bad Batch Scorch would look like in the line, it would be this basic figure without this thigh strap and with this backpack, but only take away these two cylinders from the side here. It would be this backpack just like that. That's what a Bad Batch Scorch would look like. So no thigh armor, no extra bits and accessories. That's what a Bad Batch Scorch would look like in the line, because that's how he was presented in the show. If they ever want to do that quick and fast, easy, really pretty freaking lazy release, I mean, it would be accurate, but it would be lazy. That's how you do a Bad Batch. I keep on saying Fixer. Scorch. Come on. So all in all, a serviceable batch of Gaming Greats repaints. It's nice. It's always nice to get another Stormtrooper in the line, especially one that boasts this incredibly sick rocket launcher. I can easily see people getting some more of these in order to have rocket launchers for different factions on your shelf. Especially, it'd be cool to see this with that Hoth Rebel Soldier or that Endor Rebel Soldier coming out soon. The Republic Commando Battle Droid is probably the weakest link of the chain, but overall, I can't help but appreciate them giving us this sort of obscure repaint. And then, of course, there's Scorch. There hasn't been a lot of character work put into the Delta Squad in the canon yet, but as an appreciator of the game and sort of a fan of how Republic Commandos, especially Delta Squad, look in general, I had to pick it up. And Scorch overall being the face of the Delta Squad in canon thus far, whether we like it or not, kind of makes him an essential piece to either a game or a Grand Army of the Republic or a Bad Batch display, to be honest. And that should be it. So thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Always remember to be the best. And I will catch you all next time. Go check out my community post if you want to see a leaked image of that new Disney Plus wave coming out, and we can chat up about it there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. And although I'm leaving, the Force will be with you always.